In today's time, I don't think so. We think even beyond ourselves. The other day, I was going in a car and somebody just chucked out a bottle of plastic.
Yeah.
Why would they do that? How is it? Where is it going to go? Because it's not in their car, that means it's not their problem.
On Fule's, the Fule's has not been made in Hindi. And this is not meant only for a pan-India audience, it's meant for a global audience.
Welcome to Indian Express.
Thank you.
So I was just looking at the poster. It says a Phule motion picture event in Hindi, which got me thinking that why have we not seen a film on Jyotirao Phule and Savitribai
Savitribai
Phule in Hindi?
Yeah.
We've seen in Marathi. What do you think is
That's
the
exactly the reason why we decided to make this film. Because a film on Fule's, the Fule's has not been made in Hindi. And this is not meant only for a pan-India audience, it's meant for a global audience. Because once they see the film, they'll understand the references we have made to America and other countries. So it has an international ramification.
But why do you think we haven't had a film on them yet?
That's good, because if there was already one, then I wouldn't be able to make it.
But in Marathi, I
Yeah,
believe
Marathi.
that they made a movie.
Yes.
There have been a couple of TV serials that's been made on them.
Yeah.
Why not Hindi is because we were to make the first film on them. That's why.
Yeah. In fact, I came across in my research that there was a show on DD on Savitribai Phule
Yeah.
in Hindi,
Yeah.
but not on Jyotirao Phule.
Yeah.
Which is also
Yeah.
confusing but great.
Yeah.
Uh,
I feel there's no Savitri by Phule without Jyotiba,
Jyotiba.
and there's no Jyotiba without Savitri.
But do you think this also because Hindi cinema is afraid to go where Jyotirao and Savitribai did, which is to address caste?
No, I suppose not.
No.
That's not the reason why a film hasn't been made on them. What I had last heard, there was another production house that was tampering with the idea of making it, but somehow, for reasons best known to them, it didn't get made.
Okay. So are we at a stage where we can, where Hindi cinema can also address caste-based themes?
What?
Hindi cinema has addressed
Always
caste
been
based.
addressing caste.
I mean, when you take a film like Ankur, which is Shyam Benegru's film, that was a caste-based film. You take a film like Chakra with Smita Patil, that was a caste-based film. So there's nothing. I mean, we have made caste-based films before, and there's no reason to have that doubt in our mind.
Yeah.
But even when, say, if you face opposition from a certain community now, do you think that's because of a gap in education, or is there more to it?
I think it's just a trivial misunderstanding, because when you see a teaser or a trailer of a film and you gather that that is what the film is all about, then you don't see the completeness of the whole product. So that's what we are trying to sort of taper down and make them understand that it is not what they think it is. It's something very different.
To you, what is this film to you? Like, when you first, why did you feel that this is the film that I wanted to, this is the character I wanted to play?
My question is, who wouldn't want to do this? It's a life that was lived to the fullest, a life that was so fearlessly lived, which they had so much strength in them to face the unknown. And they were so selfless. All they wanted was to uplift the society as a whole, be it educating the girl child, be it helping the widows back then, be it uplifting the backward community. It was just endless for them. During the famine also they were helping people. During the drought also they were helping. So it was the plague, the bubonic plague. So it was just an endless battle for them. Being so selfless, they just wanted to uplift the society. Having said that, in today's time, I don't think so. We think even beyond ourselves. we are constantly thinking about how I benefit.
Yeah.
You know, like for example, the other day I was going in a car and somebody just chucked out a bottle of plastic.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Hmm.
How is it? Where is it going to go?
Hmm.
Because it's not in their car, that means it's not their problem.
Yeah. Yeah. But if Savitri Bai was alive today, and how do you think she would react to, say, injustices like these, or just negligence like this, or misunderstandings like what Sir talked about?
I think she would
How-
be
yeah.
upset about it,
Hmm.
but she would have a very specific way of making the other person
Hmm.
understand why it's wrong
Mhm.
without losing her temper, without losing her cool.
Hmm.
And somehow that person would just understand and would be like, okay, she's right.
Okay. Like, since you played the character, let's just assume that if you see someone throwing a plastic bottle,
Look,
what would you do?
Not even a fraction like her.
Yeah.
And every day I think, how can I be even like a fraction of her?
Mhm.
When I saw that happening, it angered me, but I couldn't stop the car because it went away.
Hmm.
But I think I would have just yelled that, what are you doing?
Whereas Savitri Bai, what would have
Wouldn't
done?
do that. I think she would so politely
Hmm.
make him understand the ramification of having done that act.
Mhm. And there's such a gentle romance that we can see in the trailer between
Yeah.
you and Jyoti Rao. But how did you kind of build that romance? What did you tell them? What did you make them do so that they arrived at that position?
You see, that's unsaid between the two of them. The love between the
Yeah.
two of them and the understanding is that what goes beyond the word romance. Their priorities were different. It was for the upliftment of society and, introducing some kind of civic sense
Hmm.
whereby people would live with equality.
Hmm.
So they sacrificed their own personal lives and the few moments that they found each other
Hmm.
in times of grief or in times of some kind of a mishap or something
Hmm.
are the moments when they really come together.
Hmm.
That physical touch only happens then. Otherwise, it's the mental wavelength
Hmm.
that actually defines their love for each other.
Yeah. Patralika, how do you see the romance of then to versus the romance of now?
I think
What
it
do you
was-
think we've lost? What have we gained?
I think it was a very unsaid romance. It was, words were more powerful in terms of a written letter was more powerful than
Yeah.
actually like saying
Saying
it, In today's time, I think, because I've lived in the age of letters
Yeah.
as well.
Mhm.
When I was in a boarding school, my parents would write a letter to me every weekend. And that meant a lot because I was looking forward to that letter.
Hmm.
In today's time, of course, things are also way convenient. But I think it's killed that factor of romance.
Hmm.
You're only swiping,
Mhm.
And what I've heard from my friends, that there's no feelings attached to it. You're mindlessly swiping. And when you go apparently on a date, you're not there.
Hmm.
And you never connect with the person because you're thinking there's somebody better.
Mhm. But on the film, how did you, like I asked her, that how did he bring about that romance? How did you build it with Pratik Gandhi on a personal level? Like, how do we bring that romance to screen?
Well, I really don't know did we build it or not, because that sir would know. He's the director. I cannot
No,
answer
he
this.
he said his bit, but I
Yeah.
want to hear from.
Oh, I don't know. It's under his guidance that he told us to follow a couple of things, and we did. But the intention was, there was a lot of love and respect,
Mhm.
but it was never said like face to face.
Yeah. So your production house, Kampa.
Campa. Yeah.
Campa, sorry. So with that, what is your vision? Do you feel like it's your, like, you can't be Savitri Bai Phule, but this can be your way to say propagate what she believed in through stories. Do you see it like
Well,
that?
I don't see it as a propaganda.
Hmm.
I see our production to be narrating, to be building content which is entertaining,
Hmm.
content which has impact,
Hmm.
content that we like watching.
Hmm.
That's a prerogative.
Hmm. But what kind of film shows do you want to watch? Is there
Well,
a-
that only will we'll also figure out with time. Of course, we are nurturing some scripts right now, but all are very, very different
Different.
genres from each other.
Hmm.
But are they entertaining? Yes.
Mhm. So, when you were thinking of this movie, of making this movie, were Marathi faces coming to your head, or were you always open to casting different actors from different backgrounds?
No, the lead pair certainly I wanted,
Hmm.
you know, Patalika and Pati all the time. I mean,
Hmm.
there was no other face that came to me.
Mhm.
But a lot of Marathi talent has been included in supporting roles in the film because I do respect Marathi actors and they are a very disciplined lot.
Hmm.
And a lot of them are there in this film. So it's like talent from all over the country that's come together to make this film. So, but as far as Savitri and Jyotiba Phule are concerned, my mind never went to anyone else but the two of them.
Okay. Looking forward to the film. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
very much. Thanks.